Good afternoon. This is Mike Efferson with the National Weather Service in Slidell. I'm going to give you a weekly weather briefing. Starting off on the first slide, situation overview. What we're looking at is pretty much normal temperatures throughout the week, if not on the low side. Gradual increases of rain chances each day, with the highest probably in that Wednesday, Thursday time frame, and some of that could be locally heavy with some flash flooding possible. Take a look at the current radar. There's not a whole lot out there. This was probably 30 minutes ago when I snapped a shot. There's some isolated showers west of New Orleans, Baton Rouge along I-10, and a couple storms over there on the far eastern part of our forecast area over north of Pascagoula. Most of these storms should be winding down as we get close to sunset and dwindle out after that, and not expecting much activity through the overnight period. Now take a look at the rest of the week. We've got highs in the low to mid 80s. It doesn't matter if you're Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Gulfport, or Macomb. The temperatures are pretty much the same for each location. Midweek, you're probably going to be looking at the coolest temperature of the week, and that's because rain chances go up. If you look at those percentages, the tonight on these graphics are a little bit high. It's probably closer to about 10% or less. But everything else, you get into Wednesday and Thursday, you're looking at 80%. Looks like everybody's got at least about 80% at some point, Wednesday or Thursday. And that could even be on the conservative side. You could be 90 or 100% chance by then. Just kind of watching these models to see what the system's going to do as we go into the week. This slide's a little different. What I did with this one, this is a sounding climatology page. And so we send up weather balloons every day, and we record one of the parameters is precipitable water, or how much moisture is in the atmosphere. It's going to on a range from usually around 0 to 3, and on average this time of year, I've kind of got it highlighted in that little box in late May. 1.3 to 1.4 is around our average, and the reason I highlighted this is because some of the model soundings that we're looking at for Wednesday and Thursday time frame are in that 2.1 to 2.2 range. Maybe even, I think I saw one that was 2.31. And when we're seeing numbers like that, that's getting up there into the well above the 90th percentile, close to the daily max, or the highest amount of moisture we see. And that doesn't mean necessarily that we'll have, massive flooding, but what that tells us is that the atmosphere is primed for heavy rainfall. So if we have a system move over, that parameter is there, and so we have, or that potential is there. That's what I was trying to say. And when we get the rainfall, when you're driving through that rain on Wednesday and Thursday, expect to be very heavy and expect it to be hard to drive. And we may be issuing some flash flood warnings as we get into that time frame. We'll have to see as we get closer to Wednesday and Thursday to see if that actually does play out the way it's looking right now. And kind of going into that, looking at the storm total rainfall forecast, we look at around 2 to 4 inches of rain across the area. Locally higher amounts. When we say that, I mean sometimes double. You could be seeing 4 to 8 inches over the week time frame. So watch out for that heavy rain as we go through the week. Now the last slide I've got for today was just kind of some preparation stuff. Top left I've got, take a look at it, pause it. Know the difference between a flood watch and a flood warning. And in the top right, the difference between a flash flood warning and a flash flood emergency. That's pretty critical, because if you see us issue that flash flood emergency, that's going to be an exceedingly rare event, and we seriously think there's a big threat to life and property in that situation. Could be catastrophic at that time. So take a look at these. Prepare now. That bottom left. That point number 3. I mean, if you've got a flood insurance, don't forget about that. Make sure you're paying your dues when it comes up. And that last one we've got in the bottom right, the never drive around barricades. Please, the barricades are there for a reason. Don't drive through them. And that's all we've got for today. Thank you.